To date is the 23rd day of July 2020 in Abaco, Bahamas, location Marshaba, Abaco, where Hurricane Dorian almost totally destroyed Abaco. And what Hurricane Dorian didn't destroy, the incompetent authority, namely the head of state, the most honorable Prime Minister Hubert Minnis, will destroy the rest of Abaco because of his incompetency. The reason I say that, and I just want the world to pay attention, all Kai do is try to bring the information. Kai bring the information because I care about my people. That is why I am said that I'm running as a member of parliament to defeat my weightless, incompetent member of parliament, Darren Henfield. He's absolutely useless. Darren Henfield knows that there is COVID-19 in Abaco. They have not done any contact tracing, nor have they gone to the television. They have the state radio and television, and they have not alerted Abaco as of to date. The young man is in hospital fighting for his life. He traveled through Abaco to Bakers Bay several times with the virus. Not a word from the incompetent Prime Minister to date, nor the useless MP. I didn't even call James' name no more. If I called James' name, that was a mistake. Darren also is a mistake. But you will see them, and they're just putting the world on note. Every time Kai point out the corrupt authorities and the corruption of this country, they put me before the magistrate, and I have to puck it up to go to the Supreme Court to be vindicated. Everything that the magistrate in Abaco has found me guilty on, I went to Supreme Court and they overruled everything. So they know I was right. But you'll see the incompetent authorities try to have the defense force, the police force, all the armed guards of the country to try to get a charge to shut Kai up. So if you don't hear from me, either they directly or indirectly made sure that I get COVID-19 by all means necessarily to shut Kai Mills down, because I happen to be the only person that is fearless against this incompetent Prime Minister and government. So because I'm fearless and I speak truth, there's no lying in my game. It's all truthful what I say. I dare not lie, because if I lie, I know I'll die. So I bring all truth. And the truth is that this Prime Minister and this cabinet is the worst of the worst. We have never had such poor leadership in this country. And all the wrong that Dr. Livingston Marshall, this guy is a doctor in environmental studies, and he let Bakers Bay destroy the natural beauty, all the ponds, all the lakes in Bakers Bay. They dig them up and full them in for land. This is the same incompetent Dr. Livingston Marshall that allowed the boat to sail back to Bakers Bay today. After Dr. Livingston Marshall knew yesterday that there is COVID-19 on Bakers Bay. To date, they have 5 Mexicans that live with the Mexican for 2 weeks that have COVID-19. They are in quarantine today on Bakers Bay. That boat ought not have sailed back into Bakers Bay with 100 Abaconians. These Abaconians live from Crown Haven to Sandy Point. 120 miles tonight could be affected when they come off the boat that ought not have gone to Bakers Bay this morning. The breeze in Abaco is blowing 35 to 40 knots. So with them breathing and coughing and spitting, that is spreading all over Bakers Bay, on their clothes, on their persons, eyes, nose, mouth, everything, because of the volume of breeze that is blowing on Bakers Bay today, and indeed Abaco. So 150 Bahamians that are on Bakers Bay today could be exposed. Kai is doing what the government ought to have been doing, ought to shut the key down. How could the government detain Grand Bahama, shut Grand Bahama down? If the government was competent, they would have shut that key down yesterday. Neither Waker ought to go to Bakers Bay to bring 150 people that could be exposed back onto mainland Abaco. It is incompetency of the Prime Minister, and he ought to resign, along with Dr. Livingston Marshall. I'm just going to try to show you the volume, just by the sheer numbers of cars that are here on the port. When Bakers Bay boat come back tonight, we all in trouble in Abaco. There's not one place to do testing. Where are you gonna lock yourself away to stop the spread of COVID-19 in Abaco, when the incompetent government do not have water, and do not have electricity, and do not have poles with wires on them to run the electricity in Abaco today? How are we going to stop the spread when we can't even get water and electricity? So how are we going to get food to refrigerate to stay quarantined? How are we going to stop from going to Maxwell daily? And how are the people that are going to Maxwell daily going to stop from getting COVID-19 if the people from Bakers Bay today come off the boat and go to Maxwell's? It is a recipe for disaster, because the incompetent Prime Minister and incompetent Member of Parliament for North Abaco and South Abaco has disallowed themselves to act responsible. Responsible government ought never have let that ferry go back to Bakers Bay. If they can't shut down a key, how the hell are they going to shut down the whole island? That key ought to be shut down since yesterday at the first sign that there's COVID-19. Bam! Shut it down! But no, everybody's on Bakers Bay, and this is where they're going to come back into tonight, right here. All those cars right there. All these people. See the volume of cars? All of these will be coming back. All of them is on Bakers Bay. How are you going to quarantine them? Look at the amount of vehicles. All the way here, all these vehicles, all these people will be coming back in the community. All of these could be exposing their family. All of this. By 5:30 today, all that volume will be going into the mainstream Abaco and into the homes of the employees. That means their wife, their kids, their grandmother, their elderly father will be exposed to date because of the incompetency of the incompetent authority, who is the most honorable prime minister that allow those Mexicans to come into the Bahamas. That $25 million that Brent Simonet signed off for the fast ferry. That's the death sentence that has sealed the death of many people who are gonna die from COVID-19 in Abaco. 25 million. Is it worth it to a country, to a people? I said not. That is why Kai is bringing the information. And as a caring member of parliament, Kai would have already alerted, like I'm doing now. Without the authority, I would have alerted the people not to go back to Bakers Bay. The little money is not worth your death. You're alive with Kai as we await the COVID-19 floodgate to come off of Bakers Bay into Abaco to date. Then, tell me, Mr. Prime Minister, how are you going to do contact tracing? How are you going to lock Abaco down when we don't even have any way in Abaco to have proper testing? That's a caring Prime Minister, a caring government, a caring MP in Darren Henfield, who also is our international voice. I hope that he comes and catch it and carry it to the cabinet of the Bahamas. Then, and only then, they will see the sincerity of the mistake that they made by letting this boat go back to Bakers Bay after they know that COVID-19 is in Guanakee and they did not shut it down right away. Kai cares. God help us. The universal God is looking over me. I hope he got y'all. Kai cares. That's why he's here.